human creativity and intellect is the driving force behind all marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking on how it can be leveraged for growth, please welcome Mr. Mohammed Ali, CEO, Retail Prestige Group. Could we please have you on the stage, sir? So we see some serious fan followings there, sir. Usually what happens is when I get on the stage, people hoot and clap for me. I want to see, where are you, sir? What is the secret behind that fan following of yours, that love of yours that people have for you?
They're happy I left them alone. They got bored of me.
Thank you very much for taking the stage to you now.
I need a flipper for presentation.
Can we get a clicker, please? Somebody please help me with the clicker.
And if my presentation can be connected, yeah. Okay, can you at least, yeah, this is perfect. If I have a clicker, it will be fine, otherwise I can manage. Okay, I'll start. So, I'd like to take this head on, and we have been hearing about retail, fashion, and the consumption, and cultures, and Gen Z, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying to cover a different aspect because we have been in this business for a very long time, almost 20, 25 years now, built 15, 16 malls for Prestige Group, Forum Malls, and this is something that I would like to highlight. You know, the best Black Friday sale ever. Stay at home, turn off internet, save 100%. So we just got off an end of season sale which just happened, and 2 months from now Black Friday sale will happen, and then again sales will happen. The reality is, people, that if you see all the organized players who were here since morning, and if you understand the business that's happening in India, almost 50% of sale of almost all brands happens during the 4 months where end of season sale happens. The 4 months, spring, summer, autumn, winter, the 4 months where 50% of the business happens, and balance 50% of the business happens in the other 8 months. Now, this is the single biggest driver of sale. And the reason I'm saying stay at home and save 100%, because technically if you open your wardrobe and if you give a look what you have there, you don't need to buy anything for the rest of your life. I mean, you have almost everything. It's like you're unnecessary buying things that you don't need with money you don't have to impress people that you don't like. So I was given 15 minutes. I don't know why it is showing 5, but nevertheless. So this is the biggest driver, and this is what's being pushed on us. This is literally being pushed on you. It's like a trick, and you're falling into it every single time and again, buying more than what you need, and then you realize you don't even use half of them. Yeah. Now, be that as it may, I have something which is much bigger than this. Can I have a bottle of water, please, someone? I have something which is much bigger than this, and the reason why this is the biggest reason why people buy is because we are not tapping into the other one. The reason why this is the biggest reason people are spending, or biggest driver of consumption, is because we are not unlocking the potential of the real reason why people would buy, which is coming in the next slide, and that is my topic, culture. So we have a very rich culture in India, and according to me, culture can give a certain consumption which end of season sale can't, or greed can't, or value can't. And you know how it looks like, the culture? Can I change the slide, please? Yeah. Unfortunately, the screen is not doing justice to the image. Now, this is our mall in Forum South Bangalore. And if you see the cars that are lined up, these are traffic jam around the mall. It's a 1 million square feet mall, and this is not end of season sale, this is Diwali. And same thing happens during Christmas, and it happens through major festivals. It's that day, and I was also on this road. When this happened, I was somewhere here on this road. This mall is in JP Nagar, South Bangalore, and I stay here close by. So it took about 45 minutes for me to reach JP Nagar, and another 45 minutes to cover the last mile. So there were people jammed, and it took about 1 hour for people to actually get inside the mall, even after seeing the mall. Because even when you reach the mall, the basement is full, parking is full, so you still wait. And when I went there, what I was observing is something that you have observed and done it yourself. When people come up in the mall, and what you see is every escalator packed, and I am seeing large queues outside Burger King. I am seeing huge queues outside McDonald's. And people have traveled 2 hours for that. So Aslam Bhai of Sarat City Capital made me realize this point. He asked me, "Oh, aa kyun raha hai, samajh nahi aa raha hai?" Because he could have ordered at home. It's a holiday. He could have just sat at home and ordered Burger King at home. And or from the time he left home and reached the mall, he has crossed 4 McDonald's, 5 Burger Kings, several Pizza Huts, and so on and so forth. There's nothing in this mall which is not available in High Street. So why are people coming? To have the Burger King. That's what we have to understand. And invest 2 hours to travel, and you see the jam. So when I dwelled into this, I kind of figured out the idea. Why people are coming? Why are they going through this? The whole family. And about half an hour to just park the car. It's because if they had stayed at home and not come on the festival day, on that big day, they would have suffered from these symptoms. That is stomach tension, nausea, headaches, body aches and pain, heart palpitation, increased heart rate, and of course, feeling emotional distress. So these are the psychological reasons why people come on that day. And they couldn't stay at home. And you know what is this phenomena called? There's a name for this phenomena. Somebody invented this phenomena. There's a white paper on this. You know what's that? FOMO. The fear of missing out. Now, of course, this is also the driver in case of end of season sale, but we don't see those jams happen. We don't see 1,20,000 footfalls happen on that one day. We don't see the highest consumption happen. Actually, it doesn't happen during end of season sale. Everybody does record sales, and year after year, they break those records on the Diwali night, on the Christmas Eve, and so on and so forth. In Tamil Nadu, I opened a mall in Chennai. Pongal is very big. We have a mall in Kochi. Onam is very big. It's not Diwali and Christmas. So this is the phenomena, the fear of missing out, and it's actually invented by this Dan Herman in 2000, where he put this white paper that people have this fear, the fear of missing out, and they want to be part of it. They want to celebrate. Now the problem is, what are we doing about it? Now, there's a concept called design thinking. It's a methodology, it's a science, and it's very simple. What it tells you and what people do is, they empathize with the customer, they put themselves in the customer's shoe, and they try to solve the problems. They try to understand the problems, and they try to solve the problem. So, when it's talk about culture, and culture being the biggest driver, and then what people go through and what people are willing to put themselves through to be a part of it and not miss out, what we are not doing is empathizing with the customer. Why? Because we all are forcing Christmas trees pan-India. Every mall you go, what you'll see is a Christmas tree. Yeah, correct? And then Kerala, like I said, I have a mall in Kerala, and what I have realized, after investing in a Christmas tree, I realized that there were more people who actually came down to celebrate Onam. So, this is what we are doing, and this is the message that I wanted to give. Some of my friends are here and some of them have gone out. That we need to invest more, much more, because the way customers see things are different from the way we are seeing things. From a mall point of view, I actually have to start from there. The higher the experience quotient, and I wouldn't just say higher the experience, the higher quotient comes from relevance also. The higher the relevance, the higher the experience quotient, the first one, the stronger the pull factor. Not just into a mall, but also into the stores. And larger the catchment area. That's why 2 hours is a travel time that people took to reach that day. People came from Electronic City, 25 kilometers. So the higher the experience quotient and more relevant the experience that people are seeking at that time, the stronger is the pull factor for people to come in, because they don't know what to do. And larger the catchment area that you will cater to. And larger the catchment area, obviously the dwell time So the consumption is linked to the dwell time. 80% of the things that we buy is impulsive. What I said, we buy things that we don't need. And thanks to the banks with money we don't have. So it's largely impulsive. It is like decision taken at that time and regret later. So higher the consumption, and higher the consumption, higher the engagement. So malls are hubs of social engagement, and social is something which is not understood by us. So I don't know how many more festivals are there in India. You know, we have to really research. If you see a city like Bangalore, the cosmopolitan city, I mean, there are people from different regions, from Bengal to Punjab to Bihar to UP, and there are so many festivals across the region. Now, Kannada Rajyotsava is something very peculiar to us, where we are from Bangalore. And then we celebrate that, and it's not celebrated anywhere else. So if we fine-tune and pick this and celebrate these events, believe me, these are the reasons why people will come, because they want to be a part of it, and this is what they are looking for, and they are not getting right now. Currently, as we speak, they are not getting it, because like I said, we are forcing Christmas trees down everybody's throat. Another point that I have to make is to the retail fraternity. On that day, the image that I showed you, where 120,000 people came, mall was decked up, you saw those lights, and some more decor, and so on and so forth. Stores don't do much. Why is that? Ask yourselves, you represent brands. What do you do for a Diwali? Correction of stocks? Removal of sale boards? I mean, that is part of the consumption story. What about culture? What about engagement? What about celebration? Why aren't we doing enough? Why aren't we celebrating? Why isn't that decor, the celebration, moving inside the stores? Why is it limited to the common areas? Why aren't we coming together? Dubai created something which was not there. Dubai created something which was not there about 35 years back, 40 years back. It didn't exist. What is that? Dubai itself. And something else, very interesting, Dubai Shopping Festival. It wasn't there. It has nothing to do with any culture. And today it is the single biggest marketing event that anybody has created as far as retail consumption is concerned. People are flying from all over the world. Forget India. People are flying from 7 continents to be a part of that festival. And from the time you land in the airport to every hotel that you check in and every single mall that are there, more than 50 malls, and every store, every high street, beaches, restaurants, pubs, bars, hotels, everybody is part of it. And everybody is speaking the same language. The connection is much deeper and much stronger, and people are booking months in advance. We have 1,000-year-old festivals, 1,000-year-old cultures, and we're not tapping into it. So I'd like to leave this point, because time is up. I'd like to leave this point for people to ponder and discuss with us. What can we do together? Because you aren't doing much. It's nothing much. Of course, you open the newspaper, Times of India at least does a little bit. So we are in a Times of India event. So Times of India at least does a little bit. You know the Times of India? So between that O and I, they sometimes run a few bands, you know. At least they do that. So during Diwali, it will be something. In Eid, there will be a moon, you know. But then rest, everything else is ads and discounts and sale and discount and sale and discount and sale and discount and sale. That's the end of it. People fly all over to China to celebrate Chinese New Year. It's the biggest tourist season. Why? People want to blend with that culture. They want to be part of that culture. Why? Why is Chinese New Year so important? Because I don't know. People go to Japan during the cherry blossom. That's when there's a certain tree, that certain color shades which come up, they bloom at that time. And tourism is at peak. So why aren't we getting foreigners coming to the country to celebrate Diwali? Why aren't we having people fly down from all over the world to see what Diwali is? But what are we showing them? Sale, offer, discount, sari, jewelry, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I mean, it is time that we celebrate. It's time that we ourselves understand what celebration is and connect together. I wish my mall friends were here, but nevertheless, I'll pass this message. Of course, today is a digital world. A lot of recording is happening. Of course, it will reach people. I hope that we as a culture, the largest culture in the world, the biggest culture that human beings have ever known, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Assam to Gujarat, delve into this, tap into this, do more, sell more. Time's up. Thank you.
Thank you And now I also understand the reason for the love that people have for you. You just got our mind boggling. What an enlightening session on culture and consumption. Let's give a big round of applause one more time, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Wow. How was the session? Well enjoyed.